Hi everyone, I'm Cinderay9, and welcome to a very interesting episode of Valthirian Arc 2. So I recorded this episode, and everything that went along with it. And my mic, I guess when I restarted my computer, the volume for some reason went from what I usually have it set at to 10% of that. So, needless to say, my voice was practically, you couldn't hear it. In fact, I'm going to play about a minute clip of where I do some voice acting between two characters, so you can just see how much, see if you can hear my voice. You might be able to, but compared to the music volume and everything, just take a listen.
They can do it.
Whoa. Found the mother drake? Impressive, Janine. We should say congratulations after we defeat her. Now, we must be very careful. The mother drake will be the strongest foe we've faced so far. She better be like two-shotting the students because frickin' cheater Hector. So, needless to say, I couldn't have the episode be that way. So, what am I going to do instead, you ask? Well, can't just act like nothing happened. So, what I'm going to do is, another arc showed up. And I'll throw the screenshot of that up now. And what this arc is, it's to talk about the drakes that Hector brought over. And there were 3 parts before this one, which you see in the screenshot. This is the final part. It's the boss fight. The first 3 parts were not very difficult. First it was defeat 8 drakes, I believe it was, and then it was 10, and then it was 20. Not all at once. They were broken up into, I think the biggest group was really 4, maybe 5 drakes. So if your students are a decent level, they're level, they're level 30, they have the gear that our students do, it's really not too hard of a fight. The boss battle, however, is a completely different story, and I really want to show those off. So what's going to happen is I'm going to throw those on, and you can see the battles, and I'm going to make some remarks of what's going on while the battle is happening, and we'll watch the entire every single boss battle that I tried several times, and let's just say that it doesn't go too well. So here we have our 4 students. Be careful. And Janine really means that. We have MG, Marietta, Mist, and Dark Fox. This was the same team I used for the first 3 missions of this quest. So I figured everything would be okay. They're all geared out completely, as much as I can anyway. Marietta, of course, the paladins don't have their sword, which still irks me, honestly. But everybody else has full gear. They're all level 30. And as you can see, it's really not too bad. You have drakes scattered about, but the name of this quest is to defeat the mother drake. It's kind of what this whole side quest has been leaning up toward, or not leaning up toward, but going toward. But it just, the fight with Hector, I didn't do any fights with Hector this episode because I saw the new quest line, so I decided to give it a try. And the last mission of that is what you're seeing now. And everything's going pretty well. Marietta can take the hits. Mist is a really good healer. And MG and Dark Fox doing damage. And then look, there's the Mother Drake is of course the really big one. And there's the first mission failed. So, there you go. Now, the problem with the fight, as you could tell, isn't necessarily the Mother Drake. I don't even really know how hard the Mother Drake can hit. The problem with the fight is that you have all of the other drakes that swarm in and fight too. By the way, I don't believe I said this at the beginning, but this is of course post commentary because of the mic screw up. I shouldn't have to say that, but you never know, so I'll say it anyway. So I'm going to take the same team and try it again. Figuring maybe we'll give it another try and it won't go quite so horribly wrong. There's got to be at least 30 drakes there. And you see, there were so many attacking and pushing so fast. They were actually pushing the characters back with just the sheer wave of drakes that attacked. Because they're all trying to get into the square area, I guess you could say, to attack. So they're actually pushing the characters back. Now, the Mother Drake's always in the same place. So, instead of fighting all the little battles that I did the first time, I figured, well, we'll just take kind of a more straight path to the Mother Drake and see how it goes. Like so. As I use every ability, try to run away this time and kind of bring everybody back. The problem is Mist falls, and without the healer, there goes Dark Fox, and without the healer, it's just not going to happen. Now with this, I actually managed to pull a few drakes away, but it's just like Hector. They're relentless. They're not going to stop. So the Mother Drake is going to chase you. It doesn't matter where you go. And eventually you're going to fall down. Once you start the fight, you're all in. There's no getting away. So you can't regroup or anything. So there's fail number 2. It's really a shame because I like the idea behind this fight, but it's ending up just like Hector. Instead of Hector having this really super powerful attack, the problem here is you're just outnumbered. Just outnumbered so severely with an enemy that's really strong. Drakes are no joke. Yeah, the students take care of them easily one-on-one, even up to 4-on-1. But when it's 30 of them attacking the group, or I should say 4-on-4, but when there's 30 of them attacking the group, that doesn't go very well. Again, I don't even know how hard the Mother Drake hits. This time we're going to change up the group. I'm taking everybody with the highest stats that I think we kind of have in the group. Just not really taking a lot of time to look, but just first blush real quick, kind of the highest group. And so with that, we'll take Alex, Onik, MG, and Nala, as you can see. And that's kind of who has the best stats in their respective groups. The reason I took 2 mages, I took Onik and MG, is I did that for Meteor. Just for the ultimate. To try to get the wide area of effect and try to kill as many drakes as possible. 1 Meteor didn't seem to do too much. But with 2, I could get rid of quite a few more drakes. Also, what we're going to try is going around the other side. And we're going to try to pull just a few drakes at a time. That way we can thin the numbers a little bit. And then pull everything else. Now, the problem with this is that the the characters you're not directly controlling do not march forward just so they can start attacking. As you can see, MG falls. Because I wasn't really paying attention to the HP because I thought Alex was in front. So you need to be wary of that. That the other characters, when you're moving just a little bit, if the ranged characters feel like they're close enough, they'll walk forward to start attacking. What would really help here is a hold command. Stay here. Don't move. Yes, like in StarCraft, for example, there's a hold command. Something like that. It will attack because, as you can see, a lot of the drakes are actually gone. Which is good. But it's still too much because Nala's taking a lot of hits and the whole protect status really doesn't last long enough. You're still not killing the drakes quickly enough. Now, this was a better attempt, I'll admit. But it still wasn't quite enough. So we'll go back. And we're going to relook at stats. And while the past me does this, I'm going to say it's not going to go well even with above stats. I think that run was probably the best one out of the what will end up being 4 that I take. And I'm going to say now what I said then. And this fight and the Hector fight honestly make me a little upset because you're having to employ tactics that you've never had to for the entire rest of the game. This is episode 16 and Hector's was 15. So we've had 14 episodes of at least half an hour or longer episodes where you just put your group of students together and go fight. And yeah, you do have to be smart about trying to, in like the Monster Gauntlet, for example, not getting too many monsters at a time. But even then, it was all about your gear, your stats. Not even your stats. It was really about your gear and your level. Which I'm fine with. You have this pattern throughout the game. Then you get to these 2 last fights, and you have to employ different tactics. You have to do these little pull with the drakes. You have to force move with Hector, and the fights are just this huge jump in difficulty, which should never happen in a game. I mean, really, you should not have insane jumps of difficulty. If you're playing Dark Souls or you're playing Super Meat Boy or whatever, have fun. Those are a different type of game. They're just different. Most games should not have that insane jump in difficulty because it really turns the gamer off. I don't mind difficult. I don't mind failing. Like, this will be the 4th attempt, and spoilers, we're going to fail here too. And we fail quite a bit with Hector. I don't mind failing. What I do mind is the fact that you're employing mechanics that we've not had to before. And there's this big jump in difficulty. Now, if I had a way to combat the difficulty, it would be a little more different. I would still be annoyed with it. But if you've seen, like in way back, my very first LP, like 8 episodes in, I lose to a boss. and or 7, 8 episodes in, I lose to like the first boss of Breath of Fire because I didn't have enough healing items. I get angry, yes, because I'm human. I know we're all about having fun and enjoying the game. That's what it's about. It's about laughing. It's about having fun. But I'm human, and I got a little angry, and I get mad, but I also get even. And I bought a lot of healing items to where I was not losing that fight. You want to give your player that option. The option to become either better geared or get supplies or something of that nature to where they're better prepared. Here, I don't have a way to do that. Everybody except the Paladin has the best gear. And even if the Paladin had their best sword, the issue here is survivability, and the sword's not really going to help with that. Everybody has the best armor, and they're max level. So there's an innate problem here. What I'm doing on this run, I decided to take out some drakes on that right side. Now we're going to circle around to the left side and take drakes out there as well to really thin the numbers. And I thought I really had it on this one. By the way, I also took fish pasta. I want to make sure I said that because when he's geared out, he has the highest stint. So, Fish Pasta, MG, Nala, Sparks. I really picked high stats to try to, as you say, min-max this thing. You know, just max stats. And really give the best fighting chance. If you saw that flash on the right, I think more drakes are being spawned. Now, I can't really confirm this. I'm watching this now, not focusing on the game the same way you are. I'm just watching the video while commentating. And it looked to me that they're spawning drakes, which is really a problem. Here, we get a really big pool. But that's okay. I'll double up the meteor. But you can see, even using 2 meteors, not all the drakes died, which is a problem. And it goes back to the whole problem that meteor is focused on the mage, which if I could target it and start this battle with the meteors, it would help tremendously. Unfortunately, that is not an option here. But still give it a try. I'm trying to pull just a few more drakes to really thin the herd. And that's about as many as I could get. Honestly, I don't think I could get any more without pulling the mother drake, which will make everybody else go anyway. I try to pull some of the I try to kind of pull the characters out. And you can see Nala falls down, and then it's just downhill from there. There's just not enough survivability, and that run went better still, but at this point I think it's a stat issue. So that's that. Now you missed the rant session because of the mic screw up, but it's basically everything I said before. There's this tremendous jump in difficulty, and I don't think this fight's as hard as Hector if you can knock out the other drakes. But it's really difficult to do that. I don't have like a taunt button. Yes, the paladin has to protect, but it doesn't last that long. And I found there's like a lag before it kicks in. There's a timer before it kicks in. So you press the ultimate button, and it's not instant. You have to wait a little bit, just a few seconds for it to kick in. But in that time, Nala or whatever healer's coming along is gone, or one of the mages is gone, and you really need all four characters to take out the drakes. So that's my best shot at it. I got using double meteor. I think is the way to go. You really need the firepower, the AoE, to take out a lot of drakes, as many as you possibly can. And then it's just fighting the mother drake. You have, I think this is the group to go with. I think you have a paladin, you have a healer, and you have 2 mages. Maybe try 2 paladins, but I don't think you'll have the firepower. I really think you need the 2 mages. So you need the 2 scholar sages, your medic, and your paladin. But that's my best chance. I took the best characters I have. If at this point you do have to min-max you have to maximize your stats, you've never had to do that in the game. And the other problem I have with it is, if these were optional fights, I guess you could say, it'd be different. You have super strong bosses that are optional bosses. Ruby weapon in Final Fantasy VII. Almost every Final Fantasy has those super strong optional bosses. A lot of RPGs do. Yeah, those super strong optional bosses. I'm blanking out right now. Considering this is post-commentary, I should have made a list. But I didn't know I was going to be talking about it. Anyway, the point is, there's this tremendous jump in difficulty to me. And the fact that now you really have to have these super strong students that I've not needed for the entire rest of the game. You all have worked just fine, taking on every single challenge up to this point, and now it's not enough. I don't know. It just honestly rubs me the wrong way. And it really overshadows what I consider to be a good game. It's fun. There could be a lot more to it, honestly, but it's not a bad second attempt. And I gotta say, it's better than the first game to me. The first game, you were timed. If you don't meet the certain goals, it's game over. Here, you have time to do things. I like it, but the flaws it does have really show, and that's a problem. Okay, I know that sounded like, hey, that's the end of the LP, I'm done. Far from it. Remember, I don't get mad, I get even. Well, I get mad and even, but don't do that, by the way. It's a bad way to go about things. What I'm doing right now, as a matter of fact, while I'm doing this post-commentary, the game's running in the background as we speak. And for story purposes, those of you that are writing stories, I am a powerful wizard after all, so I'm casting time magic. So whatever year it says that the Academy is in, ignore that. That's false. I'm using time magic to help y'all get stronger. I'm making that canon. Use it in your stories if you want to. Because the reason I didn't want to do this is I didn't want to ruin the stories that you all have going on in the comments, which I love, by the way. They're all awesome. But just as an LPer, what I'm doing is I'm leaving the game running in the background. Because as students go to the different facilities, such as their training facility, so the church for the paladins, the infirmary for the medics, etc., or they visit one of the statues, they have a chance to gain experience, but more importantly, because everybody's level 30, you have a chance to gain a permanent stat boost. Sure, it's just +1, but I feel the game has forced me into this position, so that's what I'm going to do. It's not something I want to do, but it's what I'm doing. I feel like the game has not played dirty. I don't have the right word for it, but it just, because there's this big jump that I've already talked about in difficulty, that I'm playing this way. So that's the plan, and hopefully students will visit the facilities, get stronger. Also, in between episodes, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the academy almost to level 5, and then get it to level 5 on screen, so you all can see it, and that's how we'll jump into the next episode. So again, I apologize for the mic failure and having to put together the episode this way. I do apologize. I don't know why I did that again. It honestly makes me upset, but we'll roll with it. More importantly, I'd like to know in the comments whether you've beaten Hector, beaten the Drake Queen Drake, whether you've beaten either one or both, and let me know your opinions. Tell me now. I want to know now. I want to know your opinions on the bosses, because I know a few of you said you'll hold back until I beat the boss. I want to know now, because honestly, if you can't tell by the tone of my voice, they make me upset, because I just don't think it's a fair fight for the player, and that's not right. I'm about the gamer. I give as much credit to the developers of games as I can, but I'm honest, and if I see a flaw, I'm going to point it out. And sure, it's my opinion, but I try to, instead of just screaming at the mic when something's not right, oh, this is dumb, why don't you do this or this, stupid developer, or stuff like that. Those people annoy me. Go away. I don't, that doesn't help anybody. Sure, I don't like the fight, but I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you my opinion, and then back it up with my experience of gaming, of being a gamer, playing a whole bunch of games, and just what I'm seeing, and try to talk through it. That way it's a more informed opinion. And I take pride in that, kind of having a enlightened's not the right word, but a more informed opinion when it comes to things like this. Because screaming into the mic doesn't help you, doesn't help me, doesn't help the developers if they watch the LP, which more times than not they don't. They never will. But I enjoy doing that. That's what I like doing. Helping out in any way I can. So, and this is just another way of me doing that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed anyway. I really do. I hope you had a lot of fun, because at the end of the day, that's what matters most. If you had a lot of fun, you got some laughs out of me poking fun at myself, or the script of the video, or whatever. If you got some laughs out of it, you got some entertainment, you got a smile out of it, that's what matters at the end of the day. Thank you very much for watching. I always appreciate it. The comments, the likes, you taking the time to watch the videos, I really appreciate it. Next time, we'll start with the Academy reaching level 5, and we'll go from there and try these fights again. Again, let me know in the comments what you think about these fights. And until the next episode, I'm Cinder89. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.